You're listening to another Woodshop podcast, the okayest podcast of its type. Your hosts are Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, Peter Kapar of Petree's Workshop, and Braden Boakes of Little Bug Woodworking. You can find them as well as the podcast on your favorite social media channels.
Welcome to episode 241 of another Woodshop podcast. Just a podcast about three dudes trying to keep warm in their shop while they play with their wood, because the weather has been rudely hitting the negatives for some obscure reason. Thank you, global warming. However, Dan, being the true photographer that he is, will only record reels and stories with the garage door open for natural light, despite the bitter cold and the protests of his shop help. My mini split is still out of commission and my nips are cold. And Braden, well, Braden's just a cool guy. Stay frosty, boys. What's going on?
Nice.
How you doing? It is hella cold.
I'll have you know that I recorded a reel with the door open just so I could blow the smoke out.
Why was there smoke in the shop?
Because the bandsaw blade is dull.
Why is the bandsaw blade? Every defense you have, I have more questions.
We'll talk about it more on the bench thing that we do.
Dan's bench thing. This week's bench is going to be Dan heavy. The misadventures of Dunlap.
Newsflash: Dan is Dan heavy.
Dan is Dan heavy. You know who is not Dan heavy?
Our patrons.
Yep.
Actually, that's a fair statement. I don't think
there's any Dans in there.
No Dans?
No Dans.
No.
Dans.com. Although there are, well, we'll get into it.
There are probably parody names that have the word Dan in it.
Speaking of parody names, I wish I had some off the top of my head that I could just blurt out, because we don't have any new patrons. And if I had parody names, I could just say Schmanuel Schmunlap is the new patron, but here we are. Ooh, that was a throat burp. Did you hear that?
That's a stretch, Dan.
That was weird. I know. Let's talk about our VIP patrons. Speaking of stretching, Chris Lamoureux of Homefront Woodworks, Duncan Midballs at Evolution Custom Woodworking. Oh, that caught me off guard. You would think that I would pre-read these, and yeah, here we are.
Wait, who was that?
I believe that's Chris G at Evolution Custom Woodworking.
Oh, beautiful work! You got
Duncan Midballs.
You
My
got
favorite.
Dan. Amazing.
Continuing, your mom's new boyfriend, Alex Duffy Woodcraft, Greg Bennett over at Wendy Acres Works, Greg D'Ambrosio at GTD Woodworks, Damon from BWG Woodworking, Jeremy Claybaugh, Mike from Woodwork and Weld, Jacob Miller over at A Sweet Shop, dip these bits into the ultrasonic cleaner, Alex Adams.
That's the sound it makes.
Alex Adams over at Type A Furniture. John Herbolsheimer at Living Laugh Woodworks, Jared LaPuma, LL Builds Woodworking, Tyler Booth over at Temecula Yard Games, Henry Lutens from Manfreda Wood, Justin Frazier over at Frasian Canyon Woodworks, Sarah with Brosie's Wood Shop, El Jefe, that is Jeff at Maker's Way, Victor at Wim Designs, Nick Brim Woodworking.
That's it.
I want to know what official podcast he has joined, because he keeps saying that he just wants to start over, and we're in February.
Mm-hmm.
I will get to the bottom of this. I'm going to go see him tomorrow and possibly Saturday.
I mean, did he apply for like a new job through Discord or through Patreon or something like that?
I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of it. Max and Liz Reed over at Reed Design Co. Bill Burkle at WTB Woodworking. Malcolm at Bossa Nova Woodworks. Dan crapped while pooping with Pete. That is Jacob Conine at Dobby's Craft House.
Getting creative. I like it.
Valentine's Day is for Hinky Panky. Patrick Gensel hasn't changed his name yet. Ed Mancini at Mancini Woodworking. Chris at Chris Will Make. Scott at Red Lake Custom Woodworks. Justin Bailey from Campfire Woodworks. And John Grubb over at Grubb Will Make. That rounds out your list of all the VIP
Boom.
patrons. Thank you
Nice.
to each and every one of our patrons. If you want to give us a hand and help us out, you can go over to patreon.com/another woodshop podcast, or simply just go to iloveawp.com.
.com.
That website
Beautiful
comes
harmonizing.
from Braden.
Nice. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. I'm done talking. Pete, do you have anything to talk about?
Yeah.
I think you do.
What did you do for your wife for Valentine's Day?
I fixed the closet.
What do you mean by fixed the closet?
What? Why do I feel attacked right now? You should be doing.
I should, but you brought up Valentine's Day and you were so excited to do something special for Kayla.
And then you were super weird about the closet thing, and
Yeah.
now I want to know. Yeah, I want to know.
Is it like a voyeur thing? Like,
What was wrong with the closet?
How did you get info on this?
You said it. You said the
You
word.
said
Yeah, but why did you ask me?
why is your voice getting
specifically?
high, Dan?
What have you been talking to Sutton?
No.
What's going on?
He's
I mean,
getting
yes,
higher.
but not about this.
I don't like it.
You stumbled into this minefield drunk, naked,
I
and
didn't
alone
stumble.
right now.
You threw me into the
No.
lion's den or something.
The lion's closet.
So we could do this in What's in My Bench, but I'll do it now. That's fine.
I love I just like got Dan on his heels right now. Like, for no reason.
So my closet has a lot of shirts.
We could do this on the bench, Dan.
Weird
I'll save you.
Yeah, please do. Bring it back up then. Do the
Well, this is
sponsor
fun.
spotlight.
This is the best derailment I've ever done. This is good.
I'm not
great.
ready for that.
Dan, that was great. That was amazing. Please do more of that.
I will.
Well, you know what? I got something exciting to talk about.
Please.
We're going to talk about our giveaway in just a moment. Actually, you know what, Braden, do you want to start about that giveaway? And then I'm going to get into the other giveaway and then the third giveaway.
I think it's a good natural progression. We go do the VIP patrons, and then we do the patron giveaway,
Boom, do it.
and then we do other giveaways. And
Yeah,
then we
oh.
do things.
Bro, these are the giveaways. Bro.
Busting.
Busting, something. So Braden, talk about the thing with the stuff.
So, in case you just stumbled here, Dan has signed us up to give away something to our patrons every single month of 2025. It's probably going to be the only good thing that happens this year every single month. So what you've got to do is you just need to sign up for any of our paid patron tiers, and you are automatically entered in to win. The higher the tier, the more entries you get. And this month, you've got until the 28th to get signed up, and you will be entered in to win.
Which is 8 days from now.
It is 8 days. It
Wow,
is.
But
The
when we
Ocho.
drop it, it'll be less than 8 days. But whatever,
Yep.
math. Sorry,
And this
go
is
on.
your last reminder, because we're not doing pre-show next Thursday, because we'll be at the
Or
WTB.
show.
Or a show, but the show would drop after, so the timing.
We were doing a face-to-face show.
This is like a time travel paradox situation. Nobody really knows what's
Yeah.
happening.
But anyway,
There are
this,
2 pine trees. No, there's one.
go sign up. Go sign up for Patreon, and you'll get entered in to win this month's prize, which is a $250
Wow.
gift card certificate code to Bits and Bits. Not the knockoff Bits and Bits, but like
No.
legit Bits and Bits, where you can spend that on whatever your heart desires, including bits and bits.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Festool stuff there.
They
They've
do
got all
have
sorts.
yeah.
They got all sorts of stuff. And $250 in this economy,
That could
that's
go
a
a
couple.
long way.
That's a couple smackaroos right there. So
That's what they call them.
go sign up for Patreon. And as Dan said, go to iloveawp.com and get signed up there.
Right on. Well, speaking of other giveaways, let's talk about one of our long-running sponsors at this point, WTB Woodworking. Wow, BT Woodworking. That's what it stands for. What's up, Dan? You're doing a finger pause.
Daniel Dunlap will officially have products in the WTB
Until he
Woodworking
does, I will
store
not be mentioning it here.
next week.
No, I will not be mentioning it here. Well, next week won't be a pot, so you'll hear it in March, people.
Oh.
Or we get to call Dan a liar. Either way, we win.
Call me a liar anyway.
But WTB Woodworking, wah wah wee wah TB Woodworking, because when you walk in there, you go wah wah wee wah. This man's got everything I need.
What?
What? Bill has jam-packed and shoehorned every single high-end brand and tool that you would want. And then he's also getting some scraps. He's even getting Daniel Dunlap zebra wood inserts for all the table saws.
Not just zebra wood, all the wood.
No, but mainly everyone orders zebra wood so that he has to go through his handler, his broker. We'll talk about that later. But he's actually a reseller of bits and bits. He's got Bostock glue, Bloom hardware, Bumbleshoots is there. He's got Chilpoxy, Fuji sprayers, Lamello, Mag Switch, Saw Stop, so much stuff. Temple
Stated
tools,
wood,
Stated
templates.
Wood Co. templates, Shaper. Guys, he's got everything.
All the things.
Yeah. And two of the things he's got, right now he's doing the giveaway. They are wrapping up the giveaway of the Fuji sprayer, the Mini
Might 4.
Yeah, thank you.
Mini Might 4.
The Mini Might 4. So he's wrapping that up actually tomorrow. So if you're listening to this, it's too late. You should have entered. I've been warning you guys for months, but the fun is not done because they're choosing the winner on the 22nd at 10 a.m. on a live stream, and then immediately starting another giveaway. And one of the companies that they stock, Microjig, is throwing in the whole kit and caboodle, guys.
What?
It's 17 of their SKUs, and some of the stuff is double. The push blocks and things that we love. You get 2 of those, and then you get all the other stuff. You got the little height adjustments, the fit finder gauge, the tool cleaner for cleaning your blades out, the Dado Stop Pro, all the stuff that's literally almost everything they make in one giant bundaroo that's valued. Retail value is over $1,200.
What?
So you get you get the major jig, guys, all the jigs, all of it all together. So that giveaway is going to start on the 24th of February, and it's going to run through April 18th. So super exciting. So I was telling you guys, it's giveaway after giveaway after giveaway. Where do you get all that stuff? Right here at AWP, baby. Let's go. But yeah, go check them out for all the awesome stuff, and go make sure to enter that giveaway, WTBwoodworking.com/giveaway. And then our other sponsor, which we're going to be at next week. Super excited for that, to see you beautiful boys and give you big old mouth hugs. We're going to Workbench Con, and you should be too. And some of you guys are. So we're super stoked for Workbench Con. It's one of the big conferences we go to every single year. Excited to see everyone, learn some new stuff, chat with all the other makers, whether it's people that we've known for years, people we've been following that we've never gotten to talk to, or new people that are this is their first time going and we haven't gotten to interact with yet. So it's super great. It's an awesome spot to learn everything you want to learn about taking your business and your content creation to the next level, talking to brands, pitching yourself, and more. So make sure to, if you're there, come by, say hi. We're going to have stickers. Even Dan's going to have stickers because Braden got him stickers. So we're super stoked to see you guys next week in Atlanta. And if you are last minute, you know what, I'm going to go, use code AWP to get $50 off your ticket. And we'll see you guys there. Bye.
It's
Is
going to be
that
so
still in
cool.
Atlanta, Texas?
Atlanta of the Georgias.
Oh.
Yeah, the Peach State.
I'm super pumped. I mean, according to the website, Drew Witt is a speaker, and I'm always really excited to hear
I hear
anything
Drew Witt
has to say.
is definitely going to be there. I actually
Nice.
I have a theory that the
Can't
whole
wait.
thing is run by Drew Witt.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Deep Drew. Actually,
Deep State Wit.
a couple of our VIP patrons are speaking. And by a couple, I mean Patrick Gensel from Crafted by
Crafted
Machines.
with Machines.
Crafted
Yeah.
with Machines.
He rebranded
Yeah.
Is it crafted with or crafted by?
He's the Crafted
with, but now you're
Machines-
making me question everything.
Crafted
No,
them.
I'm looking at it right now. Crafted with Machines, formerly known as Patrick Gensel of Patrick Gensel.
The artist formerly known as Patrick Gensel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny. He was so famous, everyone recognized him by his first and last name. He changed it to a company name.
Just
Usually
decide,
people go
you know
the
what?
opposite.
Heck this.
He's like, you know what? I'm getting too famous. No, nay. I'm going to go change it up, guys.
Not today.
He's actually been doing, I'm going to shout him out. Patrick's been doing some awesome content lately. His production level, I feel like, is going up, and he's doing some cool stuff. Not only that, did you guys know that he's the voice and the words behind a lot of like E-Rank stuff? And like if you guys have heard E-Rank for Etsy, he actually writes a lot of their copy for how to use the platform. So like he knows this stuff with Etsy. You know, we should bring him on one day just for an Etsy episode. I feel like he would do really well with that.
And I've
An
also been
Etsy-sode?
seeing him. Yes. I've also been seeing him a lot on Learn Your CNC.
Yes, that's another
.com?
one. He's been doing content for them as well. So
Is that a .com situation?
Which
that
is crazy.
kid is everywhere.
Which is crazy because he doesn't even have a CNC.
He doesn't.
All of the content is just AI generated. He's just
What?
holding a router
Oh,
and he's just doing
fraud.
this.
He doesn't even speak English.
Yeah. He's actually a Fiverr like seller. He's just some dude overseas just creating
Yeah.
content.
That's it. His name's not even Patrick.
Interesting.
It's Patty.
His name is actually Patrick Gensel spelled backwards. So you guys can spend the next few minutes figuring that one out.
Hold on, give me some time.
It's a colander, I think, when you use the same way backwards.
I don't think that's correct.
It's a colander. I think that's what it's called.
It's
you
a
guys know-
Colin. It's a Colindrome.
Colindrome. Yeah. That's what's close enough.
Palindrome.
No, that's a palander.
No, that's a Panderdome.
That's a palette.
Cleanser?
Mm.
I don't know what's real and what's fake.
Well, hang on. We got to stop. We're making our listeners dumb again. We can't do this every episode.
We got to give the people what they want.
We're here to make everything dumber. Yeah, well, that's exciting. Anyways, that's it for the sponsor reads, and Patrick apparently getting a free plug for his company.
Wait, we're still on the sponsor read? What the
I think
heck is going on?
The third sponsor was Patrick Gensel from Crafted with Machines.
We'll
Patrick, we'll send you a bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
send you a bill.
This is just how we do it. We bill you in post. Well, should we just jump into like some maker news? Got a couple little things happening.
Couple little things.
Yeah. Should we do that? Yeah.
I'll
Why
only
not?
do it when I hear a certain noise.
Okay.
Good news, everyone!
And did you
That's
notice
not
that
the
the
noise.
volume was? That's me.
It was good. That was really
Oh.
good.
The volume was great, but that's not the noise I was wanting to hear.
That's
What noise did you want to hear?
You know what noise I wanted to hear. Not that one.
Dan. You're asking with your eyes. All right,
All
guys.
right.
So in maker news, do you guys know Workbench Con is next week?
Really?
So first of all,
Workbench Con is next week. Is basically like did you guys know it was Thursday, but of the year?
So one bit of news, we haven't mentioned it here yet. We talked about it in the pre-show. We are not recording a podcast next week. Please don't hate us. We are going to be doing a face-to-face recording again, talking to you guys. Although we may have mentioned
Face-to-face
A face-
cast.
face-to-face
cast?
cast. We're going to live stream it to your pie holes,
I don't like that.
just right to you. I'm just going to read intros into people's faces. Welcome to episode 2 Hour Friday. Come back.
Whenever you sit down and talk to people, I want you to do a 15-minute ad read in the beginning.
Have
This
you guys heard of
conversation is-
WTB Woodworking?
This conversation, just so you know, is sponsored by WTB Woodworking.
So great.
We
But
should
yeah,
offer that next year.
no episode next week. The week after that, we're going to do, we usually do a fun recap episode. We're going to have some guests on. We're going to have upwards of two people with mustaches.
How are we going to do 5 people on the screen at once?
It's going to be just smaller boxes, Dan.
Oh,
We'll make it work.
are you sure?
We're doing 2 makers at the same time.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be together and then we can, or you know what? Dan and Braden, same room.
I don't know about
The
this.
silence. Sit on my lap, son.
No.
Sit on
I
my
don't
lap.
like
See what
this.
pops up.
I warmed it up.
Yeah, so no episode next week. What else? You guys got some other stuff? I know some exciting things happen.
I don't know if it's news, but I saw an interesting video come across my YouTube feed.
Okay, just because Zyla's on fire in the photo doesn't mean And
I
it's-
haven't watched that
Oh,
video
okay.
yet.
Never mind. I thought that's the one you were talking
No
about.
spoilers. But no, Cam from Blacktail Studio posted a video recently where a lady got scammed by scammers, obviously. And these scammers used his face and likeness, and they even used an AI video of him talking to her, like on like FaceTime.
What?
And so she got scammed out of like $17,000, and he turned it into like a feel good story. And he actually said, you know what, I'm going to make this right. And he made her a table that she wanted, even though it hurt him to make a blue epoxy river table. But it was a really good video. It was really interesting because like he took a deep dive into like how these scammers work and stuff, and he posted about it in his video. You really should go watch the video. It's really good. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. I hadn't seen anybody, post anything like that before. So
He also
Wow.
found the scammers, like he found some scammers and trolled them.
oh yeah.
Which-
he
I love
he
the
dove.
I loved in
It's
that
good.
video how he was talking about like, yeah, it's great. Like I'm getting this lady the table that she thinks she won or bought, she sent the money. But really, I'm just here to mess with scammers. Like,
Yeah.
and he's very deliberate about what
he's
he's
trying to flip the whole like dynamic of how people on YouTube interact with those scammers. Instead of like reporting them, he's trying to get people to like waste their time and stuff, which I think is brilliant.
Because
time
that's
is-
why.
because time is money.
That is right.
Scammers are the worst part of the internet.
Highly recommend that video to everybody.
Also, speaking of YouTube, Alex Duffy officially monetized on YouTube, buddy. Congrats.
Hey.
Bam,
You
bam, bam,
mean
bam.
Alex Duffy, your mom's new boyfriend?
Yeah. Oh,
Alex
wait, we
Duffy?
have the sound. There we go. I can actually just do that now instead
Yo.
of making the sound with my pie hole.
Congrats,
His-
Alex.
His last video from 8 days ago is already at 56,000 view.
Wow.
Really?
56,000.
That's
Wow,
incredible.
that's upwards of like $6 from what I understand.
That is
Congratulations.
nice.
No, you can actually make good money on YouTube for the simple. I know this only because like I only post shorts on there as of late. Like I haven't
Like
posted any long
cargo
form
shorts?
content. No, like that's what they call their reel or their TikTok. They call it shorts, Braden.
Did you
Oh.
call them-
This is why you're not big on YouTube. You don't know the lingo.
I get all of my stuff reposted in a Reddit post that's a Facebook video of a YouTube short that's a repost of an Instagram that was originally a TikTok. That's how I like to get mine sent to my face. That was a long way to say that.
Anyways, getting monetized is a big deal over there. Like
Yeah.
the whole point is like I barely give it any attention. I only post shorts and I'm still making, and granted this is not a big number, but it speaks volumes to how much you can make. I make $9 a week
Fancy.
over there. I mean it's not much. It's not much.
Breakfast is on you.
But
at
if
Workbench Con.
you're getting 56,000 views like Alex did on a long form video, I would imagine he's doing quite a bit better than $9 a week.
Good. I actually have seen an uptick in our viewership on our AWP page.
Hey,
So people have been,
yeah.
and we're getting closer. We got to keep going to see if we can monetize it.
When are we going to start posting ads from our YouTube video? Like, when are we going to like, what, pay for like boosted videos? Is that a thing you can do over there?
I'll boost your video.
Probably.
Sorry. Yes, you can. Yeah,
And then
you can pay to boost.
We should
videos.
start making clickbaity titles and thumbnails and stuff too.
Instead of episode
That's how you get the-
128, like,
that's how
you
you get
won't
the
believe
views.
what Braden said. You just
These
have to find it in 2
woodworkers
hours.
made pejorative remarks and you'll hate them.
Are
10
these guys
what's
a
on-
cure for cancer? No, we're just raising money for the charity.
10 what's up on my benches you'll wish you hadn't heard or wonder how you got by without hearing yet.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we need, more of that.
We
That's
should
why our
try to
viewership is
post
down.
our shorts and our little
Our cargo
Hey.
shorts.
no, like our
I post
sample
my
videos.
pajama pants and it doesn't get a whole lot of views.
We should put our shorts on YouTube. Just start flooding it with everything we're doing on the
Long
other
I'm
platforms.
form.
telling you,
shorts.
$9 a week, bro.
I mean, we're
That's-
getting close. Actually, I had a short pop off and get 1 million views, and I grew about like 1,000 subs within 2 days. So I'm actually, because you need 3 million to monetize, 3 million views in shorts. So I'm at 1.2. So I'm like, all right, I'm a third there. It's like if I get 2 more bangers, that'd be nice.
See, I'm lucky. I got monetized before shorts was a thing. And so
Back
I think
in the
it
day
just
when it was
kinda-
easy.
It grandfathered me into being monetized for shorts, I think. I don't know how that works. But
I think that
somehow
was
I
an
get
age thing.
You're just monetized. So to get
he's a
monetized now, you can
grandfather, so just give him a few bucks.
to get monetized now, it's either regular like 3,000 watch hours or 3 million views on shorts. So you get one or the other. So I mean, it's nice. It gives people options because then it actually brings people in that do short form on this platform now.
Well, I'm going to be leaning into that here pretty soon. I can feel it.
I guess
I'll tell you more about what's on my bunch.
bunch. What's on my bunch?
What's on my bunch?
What's on your butt, Dan?
Not fresh Vaseline, that's for sure.
Okay, so this. God.
Awful.
Oh, this is the worst. Speaking of YouTube videos that dropped, that is it's 12 days old, so we could have talked about this last week. Did you guys know that Eric Spenceley is in a house now? Like he's not in a one-car apartment garage running off one plug.
I feel lied to. As a matter of fact, in that video, he even talked about how he's been
lying to us,
not telling the absolute truth about things.
Instagram reality, am I right?
It turns out he just took the new shop, like the 2-car garage, and he built a 1-car garage in there, and it just has one plug. But if you look behind the curtains,
he built a set.
Yeah, I think
that would be hilarious. I don't think that's what he did.
He built. Yeah,
that
he
would
built
be
a whole
hilarious.
set.
That would be funny.
And all of his B-roll, like outside where he's walking in the garage, it's all like green screened.
Or he just recorded it like years before. Why is your hair different? It's weird.
Don't look behind
3
the
inches
curtains.
shorter.
But yeah, so all those big boy tools that he's just had in the background are actually like plugged into stuff now.
Wow, wee wah. Well, speaking of YouTube videos too, if you like van build outs or camper van builds, Sam Raimondi, DIY Huntress, is actually doing a van remodel on a
That's on
brand
my
new
watch
Ford,
list.
sponsored by Ford. This one,
Wait, what? Wait,
tiny
what?
but she's sponsored
They
by Ford.
gave her a van?
Yeah,
Yeah, and a truck,
and she sponsored like her truck.
Well, I didn't
may
think
or may not be hers. No,
Isn't she also sponsored by Metallica?
Yeah,
Did I see that right?
Yeah, she's sponsored by Metallica.
I think she told us that when she was a guest before Braden was here.
She has a Metallica themed bedroom in her house.
Yeah. She allowed us to have that knowledge before it was public knowledge, I think.
She is one of the most badass people on YouTube.
She is badass.
That people aren't actually talking about. She's killing it on the back end. She's doing good work. And,
I'm gonna try and get a ZZ Top sponsored bedroom at my house, and it's just like a bunch of dangling beards from the.
You're gonna have to grow a bigger beard.
Shoot for Spice World.
Dang.
Is that like a Spice Girl themed theme park?
Scary Spice, Baby Spice, Danny Spice.
Danny Spice.
Please and thank you.
Dusty Spice.
I want to see Dan in 7-inch platform knee-high boots. I think that'd be fun. Not for anybody there, but
just come over on Tuesday.
Poor Sutton.
Sutton. Didn't we have actual news too, aside from just like cool YouTube videos to watch? I feel like we had something.
I thought we nailed like every piece of maker news that we had.
I don't know.
That's what we pre-talked about.
We ask people every week to share your maker news with us, and
Alex gives us a meme.
We apologize. We had a good thing going, and then Drew Witt and Keith Johnson and Suman and Paul Jackman just wrecked that pre-show.
Paul Jackman, he's got some sort of hockey game coming up.
Yeah, the Maker hockey game is April 18th, 13th,
12th, 9th.
12th. There you go.
It's the 12th.
I'm going to verify. It is it's going to be on the 12th. It's in Cape Cod, which is where all the superhero fish are. It's a joke for
Because
the
they wear
pre-show.
capes. I get it now.
I get it. Yeah. Fight crime. Justice.
Ironically,
so,
though, not Aquaman.
so it was a super fun event last year. Total Boat sponsored it.
To the boat, baby.
They played hockey and then they hung out at his shop, which is pretty cool. It's just like, it's 4 hours for me and I kind of want to go, but I'm also like, it's 4 hours one way. It's like just far enough to be like, nah.
What is it?
4
both
hours
ways,
one
though?
way. Yeah. Does that mean you're not coming back?
Is that in metric?
Well, then another 4 hours back. Last time we ended up staying over, I think. Maybe we headed back that same night. I forget.
Wouldn't it?
Did you tell him that you? Did you tell him that you stayed?
Oh, I stayed.
Wouldn't it be faster on the way back though, because of the tailwind coming in from the sea?
No, because the northeast winds they go up the coast. It's actually faster getting there, and then it's all headwind all the way down.
Well, and I guess you are too far from the blessed rains in Africa.
Yep.
Meteorology jokes.
I love Toto. Big fan.
Toto
All right.
boat.
Toto boat, baby. All right. Well, that's dumb. Well, good maker news drops. We'll see you guys next week. Let's get into, I guess, the what's on a bench. We got something else? No.
Push the button. Push the button, Pete.
I gotta find it first.
Oh God.
What's on my bench? There it is. Well, Dan. So
Here
tell
we
us
go.
about this closet.
First of all, like, have you guys been talking to Sutton? I thought I was keeping this a secret.
Yeah,
I didn't want to.
Sutton.
I don't.
I don't know
I
what
didn't
you're
want
talking
this
about.
out in the public.
Well,
And the way you hit me with this, I was like, wait a minute.
He Snapchats me.
Why would you even bring that up? That's,
Well,
I have-
you brought up the closet. Again,
I bring up
you blacked
that
out.
was you.
Yeah.
What did you do for Valentine's
I
Day?
kept
did something
pressing
with the
you on
closet.
Valentine's Day, and you're like, "Oh, I fixed the closet." What was wrong with the closet? How do you guys know about the closet?
And then you panicked.
Your voice got really high.
And you locked in that this was going to happen to you.
So,
you
Dan,
made this happen.
For Valentine's Day, you fixed the closet.
Yes.
What was wrong with the closet?
Well, first
Also,
of all,
was Kayla
Sutton
happy with
says-
that?
Yeah,
is the
she was.
closet a literal closet or a metaphorical closet?
No, it's literal closet.
Okay.
Sutton thinks it's not very romantic, and he questions my judgment.
I can't
First
wait
of
to
all.
find out just how not romantic this is.
Well, this story goes back about 8 months. 8 months.
All right, take
I'm
a seat,
not-
everyone.
I am not exaggerating. We were sitting downstairs watching a movie or something. I don't remember what we were doing. Let's just
In the
pretend we
closet?
were watching a movie
Mhm.
downstairs. The closet's upstairs in the bedroom, and we heard this large crash, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" So went upstairs. The bar that holds all my shirts fell. And this had happened
No.
before.
Oh,
And I fixed the bar, quote unquote.
how much Bondo
went
did
and
you
got-
use?
I was gonna say, is this a
None.
classic the cobbler's children have no shoes situation?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, little Sutton. So when I fixed the bar, I took out the old wood bar. It's a wood bar, and it spans like 72 inches.
Those are usually called diversities. Old wooden bars.
Got it. So I put in a new one, and I use this cheap wood, like just a large dowel from Menards, made
Turned
of
to
pine.
MDF.
It was made of pine, and when I put all my shirts on it, it was sagging real bad, and I was like, "Oh god, that
So
ain't."
you
gonna
got
last long."
bad wood and replaced it with worse wood.
Yes. So I knew it was coming, but like I didn't think about it. So this all happened like 8 months ago. It crashed. It fell. I was like, "Yeah, I'll get to that. I'll fix it one of these days." Fast forward 8 months. My shirts have been on the ground for 8
I was gonna say, for this 8 months, have you just been like chucking your shirts on the ground? in the
No,
closet?
no, I've ignored the whole system.
No, he goes he acts as if there's a a bar there. Supposed to hang it and it just falls on the
No,
ground,
you
but he
guys are
doesn't
making
acknowledge
this worse
it.
than it is. I ignored the whole
It's not-
thing.
It's
So
not
where's
great.
Kayla's clothes in all this?
Listen, I ignored the whole system, and I picked out my favorite 10 shirts or so, and I put them over in my wife's closet. I was just pulling from these 10. And yeah, so Valentine's Day comes up and thinking, oh God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And my mother-in-law's like, because my mother-in-law is with us now. That's a whole nother story. She goes, I know what you could do. You could fix that closet. And I was like, right. So I fixed the closet.
Damn, she got you.
Yeah.
Roasted.
I used a sturdy oak like handrail for stairs.
You could have just gotten a metal one. They make them in metal.
He's
Yeah,
a
but I'm-
woodworker, not a
I'm a-
metal worker.
I'm a
you
woodworker,
nerd.
bro. I can't cut metal.
Whatever,
I don't even
coward.
know
You should
what
have
that
3D
is.
printed an entire pole.
Ooh, there you go. Could have used stripper. Nope.
Braden 3D printed like one section of a pole.
So I
That's
fixed the closet,
76%.
and it took me 5 minutes. And now I
Yeah.
just feel like a douche. But
Did you
it's fixed.
did you domino it in so it wouldn't fall down anymore?
No,
Or
but
is it pocket hole screwed?
I dominated it. You know what I'm talking about? I dominated that closet. So I did that. Okay.
This closet sponsored by PWNCNC.
No, don't like that. Closet's done. So in actual shop talk, shop news here.
Yeah, please. This is serious. This is a serious podcast.
This is very serious. Sutton and I have decided, well, I have decided, and Sutton just says yes, to go full production mode
That's
in my
right,
shop.
Dan. You're in charge.
Right. Yeah. The illusion is real.
So we have been, for like the longest time, just cutting stuff out as orders come in, and I'll cut a few extra here and there. This week I was like, I'm tired of this. I want you to cut a blank for every insert that we have out of every species of wood that we offer. So Sutton did that, and it's way more than I thought. We have been working on this order that I ordered for the better part of the week, and we're only half done.
You're halfway
So-
there. Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. So, and then it's been really, really cold in Omaha. Like ridiculously cold. It's been so cold that they've canceled school all week. It's been like -12, -14 overnight. It's been ridiculous.
So cold, your truck slid down a driveway on the ice.
My truck did slide down the driveway one of those days. I forgot about that. Thank you. But, yeah. My wife and daughter came home from visiting my father-in-law, and my daughter comes in and she goes, "Where'd you learn how to park?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Your truck is halfway out in the street." I'm like, "What?" So I go out and look, and yeah, my truck slid down the driveway because we didn't clean it off very well.
Right. Someone's probably trying to steal it, and they're like, "Look at the tires on this thing," and they just got out and
You
walked
son
up.
of a...
walked
They're
down
just-
the street.
Why
It's not-
would you-
if they were just a
Wait,
little bit bigger.
It drives
we
like
would
they're
totally steal
stock. Ugh.
this.
Why?
Sorry, go on.
I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, full production mode, one of everything. We're halfway through. Like it. I have so many inserts.
Is this what you've been like
Bleeding
attaching?
inserts.
Is this what you've been like attaching to your garage door? Because I noticed that last time I was over there, is you have
Oh yeah,
inserts like attached to the garage door.
yeah. I got one of every miter saw up there, and I got the names, the thicknesses, and what bit they need to be used on the CNC to cut out for Sutton. Because I have it all memorized in my head, and Sutton obviously doesn't. He's like, "We need a system." I'm like, "Okay."
This is the system.
So I
Points at
started
his head.
attaching.
I just Rain Man it.
So I started attaching the inserts to the garage door with all the pertinent information on them, so Sutton can visualize what everything is. You can see the shape and everything. It's actually
one's
helped quite a bit.
round. I thought it was square.
It's a
Oh yeah,
pill
I was
shape.
talking about how it's so cold. It's so cold. Like I have all these inserts and none of them have finish on them, and I spray lacquer on all these finishes, and I had a lot of people in my comments on my story telling me, you should do this, you should do that. Well, I've tried everything. Lacquer is the go-to thing because it's so easy and it dries fast. It's very manageable, except when it's negative 15 outside.
And you'd say it works so well it's damageable.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I like it.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I couldn't let that one pass.
Nothing but net.
You messed me up so bad. Like I don't even remember what I was talking about.
It's been so
Production
cold that you're
mode,
going to do something with
ZCI.
this because the lacquer doesn't dry.
Oh yeah. I don't have space in my shop to do that much spraying. Like I can spray like maybe 10 at a time. And when I spray, I have to open the garage door. Again, cold. Don't want to open the garage door. So luckily, I have a friend named Nick Brim Woodworking. Go check him out. He's like, why don't you just bring all your inserts over to my shop? He's got a giant shop that he doesn't use half of because his wife uses it. And I'm going to go over there and spray in his shop because it's all heated and insulated now. And
His wife has a shop.
Yeah. And he's got a system set up in his wife's shop where I can spray about 80 to 90 inserts at once. So that's cool.
Wow.
Pretty happy about that. So I'll be going over there tomorrow. Also, I designed a new table. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can see it. It's pretty neat.
Hey, how come those holes don't match up?
Shut your face.
I was going to let it slide.
I should have never pointed that out. It's fixed in the drawing.
Sorry, I'm being really hard on Dan today. I'm so sorry.
How hard?
So
It's hard.
I may or may not post that on my Etsy and my website soon. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's.
What's the name? It. What city are you naming it after?
The Linwood.
Ooh,
it's weird. I don't know.
There's a method to my madness, and I'm not going to tell you.
You throw a dart at Google Maps.
No. Yeah, the method is madness. Are you talking about Linwood, California?
Oh, whatever city. Linwood.
See also Compton.
I'm just going to Google Maps. I'm going to zoom out to America.
There are many Linwoods in many different states.
Just click a spot. Boom.
Is it Linwood, Illinois?
Could be. Doesn't matter.
Linwood,
Sullivan
Washington?
County. Sullivan. Call it the Sullivan. I just clicked a random spot
Linwood.
in Missouri.
It's the Linwood.
It's the Linwood. Don't take this from
me. Ooh,
it's
I got your next one. Kirksville?
No, hate it. Hate
Captain.
It. It's got to have a furniture-y sound. Get it? Linwood?
Montclair.
No.
Wow.
All right, next. Wow. Braden, tell me about your week. Help me out here.
That's the entire bench?
I think so.
I'm going to be honest. I'm having way more fun just absolutely roasting you today.
Why are you roasting me so bad? I don't like it.
I don't know.
This is one of them.
I had to order zebrawood and Braden's my broker.
Oh, let's talk about that. Yeah. Dan, can you talk about that? I do enjoy that. Where'd you get your zebrawood from, Dan?
Braden,
Little Bug, Hardwood, and more.
Cool. Yeah, hardwood and check cashing.
It's actually a subsidiary of Little Bug Woodworking, Freedom Hardwood.
Freedom Hardwood.
Yeah, because you don't want Little Bug like lumber supplier, because it just like it implies there's bugs.
So here's the situation.
Dan, what's the sitch?
Here's the sitch.
This is like episode 2 from a previous story. Previously on another Woodshop podcast.
I had a disagreement with my previously used hardwood dealer.
Wait,
who shall hardwood? Remain? No, the one that I used. They don't use. Anyway, actually, technically, that zebra wood I got from you is used. Technically,
that it had already been in somebody's truck.
It had been thrown on a floor with gusto.
I should call them, just be like, hey, this zebra wood looks like it just smashed into the floor.
All right, wait, no, let's let him.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
For people that are from the pre-show too, they're gonna get the whole story twice. Go.
My previous disagreement with my local hardwood dealer that I used to use. Yeah. So I told that story already, right? In full, couple episodes back. Yeah. Yep. So, well, it turns out that I actually needed that zebra wood because I have been trying to find alternative sources for my hardwoods. The one that I'm having a hard time getting from anywhere is zebra wood. Like either they don't have it in stock or a place in Canada stocks it and they're not willing to ship it to the United States for reasons currently.
They're on a real tear.
So
if only you could get it.
I texted Braden and I was like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" I literally texted him that.
What do you need?
It's what he responded with. What do you want? So I was like, "Hey, Braden, could you get that zebra wood from that place that I'm not getting along with right now?" And
shame, Dan.
yeah,
he asked me and here's the thing, like I'm used to Sutton doing this also. Sutton only texts me when he needs something. And he does it the exact same way you did.
Oh, really?
Let me read this. Hey, buddy, old pal, how are you doing? My response, because that is so out of character for Dan. I'm doing great. What do you need?
No, that was Sutton and I hadn't talked. That was literally just for me.
You guys are morphing into one.
We are.
You are becoming
awkward.
one.
It's awkward. Yeah. God. So Braden is now my in between hardwood broker of sorts. It's basically some sort of cash laundering thing he's doing because like I'm ordering exotic woods from him. He comes and picks up the offcuts, resells them as Dan scraps. I don't get a cut of that somehow.
Well, luckily, Dan, there's no shame in just doing it once because you were short on supplies, right? Like you're never going to do that again, right?
No, never.
No. Hey, Braden, what's on order right now?
Oh, I have one board of Wenge showing up tomorrow.
To be fair,
which is crazy because
I ordered that all at once.
Which is crazy because I don't need any Wenge for anything right now.
I ordered because when I asked for the zebra wood, you're like, "You need anything else?" I'm like, "Yeah." While you're at it, why don't you give me
Braden?
A board
can
of
I
Paducah
buy that one
board
board of Wenge from you? Can I just buy that one board from you?
You can, absolutely.
You don't need it, right?
Yeah, I don't need it.
Okay.
I need it.
Well, I mean, I'm going to pay slightly more than you, so he's going to give it a top.
Are you going to pay shipping?
Well, first come, first serve. Did you ask? You didn't. So stay in your corner. Stay in your square up there.
Actually, I'm going to get
more of a rectangle.
I'm going to get free shipping for Pete. I'm just going to have to cut it down into suitcase size.
Yeah, just chop it up into flat rate boxes.
I can only no. I'm going to bring it in my suitcase to Atlanta.
That's going to be a heavy suitcase.
I'm going to roll in 50 pounds and just Braden. Did you
50 pounds? That's
did you
funny.
bring in pants? No, I brought in 50 pounds of Wenge for Pete.
Just make a pallet out of it, and then we'll just ship it. They don't weigh the pallet.
Ship your pants.
True. And then you break down the pallet again, and it's like a ghost gun, but it's like a ghost board. I'm
just laughing because like I'm waiting. I genuinely think that there's going to be a day that like Dan gets pissed at Menards, and then like Kayla has. But it started already because you told me that there's a cashier you already avoid.
But that's not Menards. That's just a cashier that I avoid because she weirds me out.
Dude, sometimes there's going to be 3 checkout lines and. 3 of them
are going to
be all people you hate. And you're going to be like, you know what?
I actually had to go through her line today.
I don't need this mayo today.
I picked a line before I realized she was there, and I was like, oh, damn.
I have seen Dan pick the longer line.
Yeah, he's seen it. He's seen me in action. He knows. He knows the cashier.
First of all, you're there too
or he
often
knows
to know
of the cashier. He doesn't know her.
You're not in a small town. That just means you're there too often.
I mean...
Oh, I'm there very often, every day.
Poor Kayla.
We did learn something, though, when we were putting in this order. Were you guys aware that there is a red zebra wood?
Yeah, no, I remember you talking about it. How does it even look?
No idea. It looks like red oak, but with stripes.
Well, they could call it red zebra wood, and it's like red oak. It just looks like trashier, like pink, not even oak.
Like trailer park.
Trailer park oak.
I definitely Googled it. It is a real thing. Let's see, red.
Damn, why don't you just like improvise? If you couldn't get zebra wood, why don't you just like get a pinstriping pen and like pinstripe some maple?
Excuse me, I should have muted my mic, but here we are. I'm out.
And I'm sneezing with a muted mic because I'm not an animal.
Hop-chew.
I was actually thinking at this point it might be more cost effective.
That does not look red at all.
It's also
might be more cost effective to have Sutton glue up zebra wood. Like just take a bunch of walnut and maple scraps and just glue up.
No. Here's what you do. You joint the boards roughly, like really roughly, or just like leave the rough sound part, and then use Type Bond Dark in between. So when you glue it up, it just looks like pinstripes.
Or construction paper.
Yeah, there you go.
Black construction paper.
So
Dan just added 14 hours of work to every single insert.
But I'll have you know,
look right.
it's going to be way cheaper because those two boards, they were 13-foot, 8-quarter boards. You said how many board feet there were, but it was like $700 plus.
$23 a board foot, right?
28 board feet at $23.10 per board foot.
Yeah.
That's insane.
No thanks.
At that point, pull that from the store.
I put in this order, and I also threw in 2 pieces of hard maple for my 4-quarter hard maple for myself, and 3 sheets of HDF that I use for cabinet doors. $50 a sheet and like $4 a board foot, and they showed up with a $950 invoice, and I
was
about
almost all
shit
Dan.
my pants.
Yeah, so when Dan raises prices on zebrawood, don't be shocked.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, because every single time I order material, it's always like $200 more than I expect because I just throw stuff on. But yeah, I got that invoice, and I was like, I'm gonna lose my shit right now in my driveway.
Lose it.
And then he handed it to me. I'm like, nope, not mine.
Yeah.
So what else is on your bench aside from being Dan's drug dealer?
I passed it to Braden. This is his bench time.
Well, no, his bench. You're done talking, old man.
Yeah. Can I go to the bathroom?
Go pee. Go pee. Yeah, we're gonna talk about you.
So Dan heats his shop with an electric heater, and he just runs it full blast.
And son's blood, sweat, and tears.
I have a mini split. I have a Mr. Cool. And the problem with a mini split is it's a heat pump. Pete, as you are aware.
Yep.
Because we're both, I think, dealing with the same kind of issues. The problem with a heat pump, this is the major flaw in a heat pump system of any type. It pulls the heat from the air and then it converts it through the process and into more heat, and then that's how you get heat. Same thing, and it does the reverse for cooling. The problem is when you hit negative temperatures, there is no heat to pull. None. There's no heat. And so I keep going out to my shop, and I have it running, literally, I have my heater set to 90 degrees. My shop is 40 degrees right now. It is the worst. I just hate it. And I absolutely despise being cold in general. I hate being cold so much that it's just miserable.
Dude, I agree. I will work in the cold. I've worked in the cold before, and it's fine. I'll survive. But I want to work in a t-shirt. I don't want to be in a hoodie.
I hate hoodies.
I don't want to be in the people that I see that work in there's 2 layers and a hoodie and a jacket, like a Carhartt, and it's stiff. It's hard to move. My hat's off to you. I respect the hell out of any woodworker in Canada that works in an unheated shop. You guys are literally legends because I couldn't do it. For me, it's a hobby. I want to enjoy it, right? I want to be comfortable.
That's
I
it.
get it. I'm right. I'm in the same boat. Sorry to cut you off. It's
fine. I'm so miserable. And I have the same problem here because where I'm at right here, this is my office, or this is where I work for my day job as well. And it is literally in an exterior. These are both exterior walls. This is an exterior corner in my basement. And it's 60 degrees down here all the time. And I hate being bundled up inside. So I'm just I'm cold 24/7 these days, and I'm miserable, and I get hit really, really hard with seasonal depression. And I don't do well in the dark. I don't do well in the cold. And so I've just been in this funk. The last couple weeks have been really bad. But I really like being in the shop, and end of the day, I have to be out there. So, one thing that I have been doing that's been really, really helping my mood, and you and I talked a little bit about this because I posted it on my stories, and I haven't posted a ton of stories lately because I'm just so miserable. I have been just cleaning the shop, and not like cleaning, like organizing. I'm making a lot of like a big dent in it, but it's not great, but I have several spots where they're just dumping grounds, and I'm plagued with this thing. And tell me what you think about this, but it's almost like I have too much storage because I have cabinets everywhere.
Yeah.
They all have countertops. So like I have a ton of space to store stuff, and it's almost too much. Like there's too many places for me to put stuff. So I have just been like straight. Adam Barnett would be just so proud, except I'm not doing it with wood scraps. I'm doing it with like stuff. I'm trashing stuff. Like all of these random screws. Like I've got piles of screws where I'm like, well, these are all good screws and I just need to put them back. I don't even care. I don't care if I have, if I need to keep this 1.25 inch Craig pocket hole screw. I have a box of 5,000 over there. I'm turning one circle and I'm putting it in the trash, like stuff like that. I've been posting up some of my stuff that I've just been holding on to for sale to just get out of the shop. Dan, this is a throwback to early Dan and Braden days. I still have stuff that I bought at the estate fair that I planned on selling. That's just been sitting behind a bunch of stuff. So I've been relocating some stuff that I just never. I mean, I've got a bunch of stuff for like making dowel jigs, things like that. I can't remember the last time I did anything with the dowel. I'm using the domino for everything. So like I'm finding new homes for stuff. And it has been so good for my mental well-being to just clear off countertops. Even though I'm not organizing a ton of stuff, I'm going scorched earth on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been the big
rage
thing
cleaning. Yeah.
So Adam Barnett, you can be proud, although I'll never get rid of scraps. Hashtag www.danscraps.com.
Because we're not going to be here next week, I feel it appropriate that that's one of the things I'm going to have Sutton do next week when we're gone. He's still going to come to work. He's not going to clock in. So it's going to be all on honor system.
The honor system. Oh, man. Sutton worked 87 hours last Monday.
Oh, we need
to
talk
have a
about
camera
that.
in there.
I do. But yeah, hopefully one of the things he's going to do is clean and organize a little bit because it is getting a little rough in there.
I guarantee without being asked, he will organize that and you'll never find anything ever again.
He knows where everything kind of goes
he
roughly.
Will know where the stuff is.
Yeah. Well, as long as he's around to tell me where it is, that's really all I need.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I've got a couple of projects that I've been working on. I got a couple of orders that I've been working on, sample things for possibly some like bigger production type orders. The hard part about, again, the cold is I need the CNC and I need the laser, and it's cold enough that, they're water cooled, that I have been definitely taking time to like warm each of them up. I've just left the pumps going like just nonstop for the last week, because I'm so scared I'm gonna have a Patrick Gensel situation and shatter my laser tube. And I hate to say this, but Patrick makes enough that he can afford a hit of having to pay for a laser tube a little bit better than my business can, because according to the IRS, mine is very close to just being a illegal tax write-off hobby. So I don't want that to break. So that's kind of what I've been working on left and right. I've got some stuff that people are going to see that I've been working on too at Workbench Con that I'm pretty pumped about.
What?
I'm not going to tell you guys. You're just going to have to wait and see.
Is there a maker swap at Workbench Con that I don't know about?
I'm going to swap some makers. I'm trading you and Pete for whoever I can. I'm going to try and wheel and deal.
You can have Drew Witt. He's going to be there. Trade us for Drew Witt.
That is true. I did see on the website he is speaking. So
yeah,
as long as I get some sort of severance pay, I don't care.
Oh, I love that show. New episode tomorrow.
Nice.
Can't wait.
But yeah, Pete, what have you been doing this week?
Well, I've been dealing with also the cold. It's not as bad as Nebraska, thank goodness. We're not in negatives. We have real feel negatives. So it's still positive temperatures, but luckily it's warming up a little bit this week. But the thing is, my mini split is still down, and I had someone come out to do a call and just like look at it, see what it is. It is in fact refrigerant leaking. So He quoted me $800 for the job,
Jeez.
which was like legit double what I was expecting. I was expecting like, all right, if he said like $400 or $500, like I would have been like, right now, do it right now. Why aren't you working on it? Because what has to get done, and I agree with him because I know enough about the system. I don't know that much, but I know enough about it, and I've talked to people that do this. I actually did a call to action and just like asked people about the price on Instagram, and I got dozens of responses, and a lot of HVAC people and people that have had the same thing happen, and that is reasonable to cheap. Some people have paid $1,200, $2,000. The cheapest I heard from anyone was $500. Like, this is not a cheap call, because what he's got to do is he's got to drain whatever refrigerant is in there. He's got to disconnect all the stuff, reflare, because essentially it's it's pipe and then it's like a flared out, almost like a funnel. They have to cut it, reflare it again because, and I've heard this from several people, the factory flares are sometimes they get a little beat up and they're rough and they don't connect well. We had to crank on this thing to seal it up when we installed it 2 years ago. I mean, when the crappy Polish installer installed it. So they have to reflare that. So all 4 connections, because two pipes, inside and outside. Then pressurize it with nitrogen for a day or 2. Let it sit and see what the pressure is like, if it's going to hold or if it's dropping, if there's a leak. Then drain that out. Yeah, vacuum it out and then pump it with brand new refrigerant. So it's 4+ hours of labor plus the it's not Freon, it's Puron or whatever the cool sexy internet name that it has now. On. So essentially that's what I'm paying. So I called the guy, he's coming out tomorrow. But in the meantime, I originally had that, so it's a 220 or 240 30 amp line. And I originally had an outlet on the wall. So that was run originally when Lee helped me wire the shop like 4 years ago at this point. And that outlet was like really high. And we ended up capping that because that's the line that ran to the mini split. So I was like, hey, I still have my old 240 30 amp heater that's downstairs, the big New Air one that used to hang in the shop. So I said, you know what, screw it. I have the old outlet and everything, all the hardware. I ran a new line. Lee was very proud of me. I even bent the conduit to like, from the box, it like swooshes down flat up against the wall and then swooshes back out to the next box. So put a new outlet. It's at eye level, so I can plug it in easily. So if we do have the issue, like Braden was saying that he's having, where the mini split's just not keeping up because of the cold weather, I can actually just turn on the heater in the shop and supplement it. And honestly, I turned that thing on. It did pretty damn well.
That's all I have in my shop. And even with these cold ass temperatures, my shop has been hovering between 65 and 70. But I leave it on 24/7.
Oh yeah. You never turn it off. Which I there's something to be said about that. I actually was wondering if it's like, man, like heating it up to temperature, would it have been easier just to like leave it running overnight? But the mini split, I actually trust. The one that you plug into the wall, I don't know if I would trust that.
I've had this heater for 5-6 years now, and it's been a workhorse. So I don't have any. And
you blow it out regularly, right? And check it right. Okay, cool. Yeah, just checking, Dan.
I blow it out every fall before I start using it like hardcore.
There you go. But the thing is, so I ran that line because my first thought was I need a heater. I need to be warm in here. I want to be comfortable. The other thought was, if I ever like maybe got a welder or something that was 30 amps. Like I have an outlet now, like I can't run my mini split at the same time, but I was like, hey, it doesn't hurt to have it. So it's pretty cool to not burn the house down and do my own electrical. It's always good.
Good job.
I was always kind of scared of 220, even though it's just as basic as 110. Now I feel comfortable.
Yeah, except it's 2.
It's twice as deadly.
That's true.
Exactly.
It's double 20s.
Double. Mm-hmm. I ran my CNC this week, so you guys can't troll me this week. You can wait till next week. Sorry, hate to do it. So yeah, I turned my favorite workbench into a CNC. It was great. Did some cuts, and that's it. I've been prepping, getting everything set up because I have guys on standby. Patrick Gensel being one of them that are going to come over and help me out with the ice climbing tools. So I got to start routing them over. As I set up my station and everything's ready to go. I'm actually going to try to do some put a dent in that this weekend. And have things ready so that when we come back from Workbench Con, we're going full production. We're going full Dunlap on these things. And I'm going to stick them to the wall of the garage door so that the guys they know what it's supposed to be like.
Speaking of you doing those ice climbing tools, Sutton is in love with your zero gravity router thing.
Ooh.
He wants to do that with the sanders. So we might be doing that in the future.
Do we
That's
not?
why I
Dan-
texted you the other night.
Sounds like Dan's getting some zero gravity shop work.
Hey, zero gravity shop, baby. And I think that's it. It's just been kind of and that's taxes this whole week. Taxes, getting your taxes done. Get your taxes done, guys.
I don't want to
wait
talk
till
about
the last
that.
minute.
I'm
Don't talk about
officially
it.
not
Work on
paying
it.
taxes this year.
Work on the taxes, guys.
Okay.
Get your stuff done so you don't have to do an extension.
We started ours yesterday, and so far it once again looks like we're gonna owe, which is, I don't know. It's not a bad thing because we had the money all year, so we've been investing it in things like that. But I'm just so angry that every year, because my day job it's a sales job, so those things, they go up and down. Every year, like the last couple of years, I've made less money than the year before, but I'm still paying the same amount in taxes at tax time.
Something is
feels
wrong.
like a scam. I need to start writing off like everything. I'm gonna start writing off coworkers as dependents because I'm carrying them, stuff like that.
Yeah, like just write us off as dependents. Like, I'm carrying the podcast anyways.
Dan, I'm choosing to write you off as a dependent this year.
I think that's
And then
fair.
He has that. He's disabled as well, so like you can.
That is true.
You can
He doesn't
double-
walk good, so
get
he's
the-
disabled, right?
get the double whammy. And then for me, just put down learning disability. It'll be fine.
He's foreign.
The one look at me, they'll be like, I get it. He talks funny. So dumb. But yeah, get your taxes done, guys.
Nope.
Yes, or don't. I don't care. Go.
Let's
don't.
be honest. We're not even gonna have an IRS here in like 2 weeks anyway. It doesn't matter.
They're all gonna get fired. Jeez. So dumb. Anyways, let's get into questions, I guess. Right? We all benched. Yeah.
What's on my questions?
All right, let's do this.
Go, Black Betty, Ram Lamb.
Ayo. All right. Let's kick it off. We're gonna do backwards. Let's kick it off with Josh the Dad.
Whoa.
Wah.
We
He's
didn't
back,
talk about backwards.
baby.
Are you going to play him backwards?
Hello, gentlemen. It's Josh the Dad. You know Josh the Dad, one of the big IG. Haven't been on here in a while, been a little MIA, but hey, I'm coming at you this week. It's a snow day, snow week, snow apocalypse here, so I don't have my good equipment to record. But anyways, I had a question sent to me over the big IG, and it goes something like this. My garage is not heated. In this cold snap, low to negative temps, I moved my Onefinity controller and screen into the house. What does everyone else do? Now, I don't have a Onefinity. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm not allowed to have one, apparently. I wish I did. But I don't worry about stuff like that, even though it's really stinking cold here too. But what do you guys do? That's all I got. Hey, work hard, do your best, have a little fun. Talk to you guys later.
Now, if anyone's a little confused, Josh the Dad offers a service where if you don't want to call in and maybe you don't like your voice or you don't speak English, you can send it to him and he'll read it. So he was asking a question and then he answered that he doesn't have the Onefinity in his shop. But
that clicked to me right about the time that you started to gesture, because I was like, wait a minute, he just said he has it. Oh, no, it's the thing.
Yeah. So the caller is asking essentially, he's dealing with the cold. He brings in his Onefinity controller and stuff inside. How do you guys deal with the cold? So, Dan, how do you deal with the cold?
I mean, like I just talked about, I leave my heater on 24/7 simply because the spindle that I use on one of my Onefinities is water cooled, and I don't want that to freeze. It does have antifreeze in it. I believe there's marine antifreeze in there. But still, I'd rather just not deal with it. And it's been so cold that I don't think that kind of cold is good for computerized machines. So yeah, I'm leaving the heat on 24/7 because I can't afford not to. I feel like we all just kind of talked about our heat situation. So Pete,
you don't have to bring your electronics inside. Leave them outside. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be okay.
What?
If you're cold, they're cold.
That's nice.
Bring 'em outside.
That's nice. They're going to be fine. Unless you have like crazy, I mean, it wouldn't be a lot of humidity, like high humidity and cold where like ice crystals are forming on stuff.
What's
Oh,
on
yeah.
the bench?
Sorry, I just hit the button for the bench. Move
Well,
that
it's
away
been a
from
crazy
me.
week, to be
Drinking
honest.
a lot of water, pushing it. No, you don't have to bring that inside. My old shop had no insulation, brick wall. The Shapeoko CNC was right up against the wall in the corner where, like, if it snowed hard
Nobody
enough,
puts Onefinity in a corner.
yeah, but Shapeoko they can go to corner.
Actually, that's where my Onefinities are.
And if it blew snow hard enough, and there was actually a little snow pile that would form to the left on the ground because it was right by the door, and the door would get pushed in because the springs on it were shot. And I've never had any issues. Obviously, it's not water cooled. It wasn't water cooled back then. It was just a spindle or whatever. But it had a controller. My laptop was right next to it. It just lived out there. Your shop might get below freezing, but like those electronics, they'll be fine. If you want to bring your laptop inside, it's good for the battery. Like anything with a battery, yes, it will beat it up. So if you have a laptop, bring it in. If it's a desktop, YOLO, man. Honestly, the worst thing for your electronics in a shop, number one killer of electronics in a shop,
Humidity.
dust. It's
What?
dust. Yeah, man.
No.
Dust kills TVs like crazy. By the way,
No.
yeah. No, it's bad. So dust will kill electronics. Blow out your electronics. Cold, you'll be fine.
Or I'd say the number one killer of electronics is a flood.
That goes without saying.
EMPs.
Moist electronic
But yeah,
EMPs.
sure. Dust
I'm sorry.
is the number one killer.
Number 3 killer of electronics is dust, man.
Actually,
about
the biggest problem I have. Sorry, Braden, I'm going to cut you off and not let you go. Well, you can go, but I'm going to throw this in. The biggest problem I have is because I leave the heat on all the time. In the event that I do need to open the door for a little period of time to spray lacquer on something or something or other, the warmth of the shop and then the cold air coming in creates like a humidity situation where water will like what's the word I'm looking for? Where like
Condensate?
Condensate.
Yeah.
Water condensates on the
You're being
rails.
really condescending right now.
And the machine will like seize up. It won't go until I get it oiled down, and it's a real pain in the ass. So watch out for that.
Does that mean that you're creating like your own El Nino?
It's more of a El Dano. Yeah, I'm writing it
I hate
down.
it so much.
You love it.
Braden.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not gonna haul in my electronics or anything. I do have my CNC and my laser. They are the closest things to my my heater. So even the little bit that it is putting out, it is definitely warmer over by those machines, and there's a 0% chance that I could stay focused long enough to haul those things in anyway. As for my laptop, like that's like a 12-year-old gaming laptop at this point. The battery is already shot, and it ain't the cold doing it.
I've seen this laptop. That thing weighs 20
pounds.
pounds easy.
Yeah.
It's old.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
The
It
shop
was
is where
meant to-
laptops go to die.
It was meant
It's a
to
big boy.
look like a jet turbine, sort of like it is a
It's like
gaming
a-
laptop.
It's like an Alienware ripoff. It's like a Temu Alienware.
Yeah, I'm
laptop.
actually, if I remember, I think it's a CyberPower one. So, but
Rest
I'm in
my
the middle of swapping out all my computer stuff anyway, and I'm planning to run the computer underneath the desk so that it's
Ooh.
not directly accosted with dust. However, the nice monitor that's out there will be obliterated. But that was only like $80. So
Honestly, looking at insulating your shop. I mean, I did blown in insulation and it cost me maybe $200 because the rental was free. So I just had to do it myself. Pain in the ass. You need a buddy, but
Or go get some moving blankets from Harbor Freight and nail those to the wall.
or throw the moving blankets over the over your electronics. That might work.
and then also put the moving blankets, other ones on the outside of the house.
There you go. Padded house.
All your neighbors would be jealous.
Yeah, so jelly. All right, next question is from Morgan Hoppenschuh.
Hey guys, so Workbench Con is next week, and so many of the people that we know in this community sport full beards, like it's like their daily carry. But so many of those dudes want to shave off everything but a mustache because they want to be cool and handsome like us. But they have combative and frankly insubordinate spouses or significant others. So to support your friends, what would you say to those spouses, and how loud would you say it? Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Love you a long time. Bye bye.
Listen, ladies, if you want to shave your face into a mustache, you tell your husband this. Are we talking about? Oh, never mind. I don't know. What advice would you guys?
I can't wait to see where you go with this one, Pete.
Yeah, I was
Go
hoping
ahead.
you would go first because I got nothing.
Now, here's what you do. You go with your beard, right? You go to the event. You shave at the event, and then you shave the stash before you go home.
And you just come.
the
You
old-
just come home clean shaven, and
Yeah,
they
the
don't
old
know.
shaven.
Yeah, the old coward's approach.
I'm fully expecting my baby to be like, "Wah!" She sees me.
So
That will happen.
funny story.
She's gonna say her first word. What the?
What the?
Funny story. My little sister, my dad, way back in the, it was probably 20 years ago. He has always had a mustache. He's a very Navy man. He's always had a mustache. I've seen him in my entire time on this earth without a mustache twice. And the first time was after a baseball game where Colin, our other brother, who does HVAC, by the way, in case you need an HVAC guy, Pete,
I'll fly him out.
he made a bet with him that if he hit a home run, and he used to do travel ball, if he hit a home run, he'd let him shave his mustache. And by golly, he hit a home run. And our sister was like 3 at the time. Bald. Soon as she saw his face, bald, like did not, stranger danger, no idea who he was, wouldn't look at him, sort of thing. So that's a thing. Long story short.
Question.
Yeah.
Did he or did he not have a mustache in Thailand?
You know for a fact he did.
Okay.
You don't handicap your best player right before an international game.
Fair.
I don't
Fair.
know what any of that means.
I was just going along with it.
So dumb. Listen, you go into the kitchen, you pick up your wife, you sit her on a counter, and you tell her, "Honey, listen. First of all, calm down."
When you
Ooh.
put her
This
up
is
on the
exactly how you do
counter, you're putting her much closer to face level, Pete.
You just be like, "Calm down," and you should preemptively stop being ridiculous. And let me tell you what I'm going to do. And you tell her that you're going to shave most of your facial hair, leave the mustache, and that she's going to like it. And then just leave her up there. She won't be able to get down. Just go in the other room. That's it.
I would just like to go on the record saying that I want no part of what was just said. No
too.
part of it.
I've just given
Me
all
too.
the worst advice.
Yep, this is
Hashtag me too.
100%. This is 100%.
No. Dan. Here's what we're gonna do for all you guys. We're gonna make a little poster, Braden. I need take notes. We're gonna make a little poster. We're gonna do the Another Woodshop podcast Makers for St. Jude
Shave for
charity
the cure.
mustache on, not a mustache off, a mustache on. And then the rules are simple: grow a mustache, donate to charity, feel good about yourself. Boom. And it's going to be official. It's going to be a poster. It's going to have like St. Jude on it. So it's really going to be like honey.
I love
listen,
how he's trying to shame us into wearing
Like,
mustaches.
honey, like
It's
you,
for
like,
the kids.
it's for these mustaches are for the children. As I'm saying, this sounds terrible.
I'll do a lot of things for love, but I won't do that.
I've heard that before. somewhere.
Then don't sing it. I don't want to get demonetized.
Look, here's the thing. If I do the mustache thing at Workbench Con, it's gonna
You have to
I'm
grow
gonna
a beard
take
first.
Okay, well, I'm done talking now. I was
You
gonna
were
say
so
I'll
close-
take
you were
I'll
so
take the
close to
coward's approach.
No,
like
Dan,
Pete
Dan, I
had
want to
talked
hear it.
about.
Dan, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. No.
No. I would take the coward's approach. I would shave it there and then shave it clean before I came home.
Let me tell you
That's a
the
good
story.
idea. That's a good idea.
So back when I worked for the fruit computer company, I worked at the Genius Bar, and for November.
Watermelon.
for Movember. We ended up doing just
Grapefruit.
like shaving and mustaches or whatever. And sometimes what we do is like every couple of days we'd shave like another part. We
Hairs.
decided to do it one day. So I was working with someone in the morning and I had a beard and they came back in the afternoon and I was down to the mustache. And they're like, a guy was helping me. He had a beard. I was like, yeah, I know. And like they kept talking to me like I was completely different. And I was like, that was me. And eventually at the end, they were like, didn't you have a beard? And I had to explain the whole situation to her. So we should just do that throughout the day. Just start like take off the bottom, then like leave mutton
I'm going
chops
to do
on a
one hair at
goatee.
a time.
And
And I'm
then
going to
just
pluck them out.
then you do the evil parallel universe goatee only. And then you do the Hulk Hogan, right? And then you trim it up handlebar. And then you trim the handlebar. You got Bob's Burgers and then Charlie Chaplin, and then you're done. You don't want to do the Charlie Chaplin.
Too soon. Yeah, not the right environment for the Charlie Chaplin.
I'm personally going with the Bob's Burgers. That's going to be the look I'm going for. And I'm already married with a kid. I don't care who looks at me. or
I'm
what
married
people
with
think.
2 kids, and I don't know. I want to do it. My heart is in it, but my reputation isn't, or
Just
something.
guys, it's for fun. We're gonna have mustaches. We're gonna look ridiculous. I'm gonna look at a photo years down the line and be like, "What were we thinking?"
Here's
What
where
if-
I'm at.
What if I get a potential sponsor and they're like, well, we were going to, but the mustache is really bad.
We're going there for the people. We're not going there
We
for
what we
sponsors.
need to 3D print some name tags that say the mustache is a joke. Just that. It's a bit.
Oh
Ooh,
no!
no. I'm going to take
I'm
a step
taking a
further
mustache
because
very
I've already
seriously.
done this. I'm going to 3D print a mustache.
Yep. Yeah, do that. That's good.
I'm going to do it.
I'm not mocking you. Do it. 3D
I
print a
will.
mustache where you like maybe like with little chains where you have to like attach this to your
And
glasses.
I'll 3D print a bunch. And if you want one, you let me know.
Oh,
I'll give
okay.
you one. Not you.
Who would you
I'm-
point at?
I'm just gonna point out
You
that
know who I pointed at.
leading back to the original question, yes, there is a 100% higher chance that any of the men that I'm going to be seeing at Workbench Con will touch my butt more than my wife will. However, past that, the odds flip. And so I'm not here to gamble with that. Like I like what's working for me in life, and
Stashes are back, guys.
they're not.
Think about the domination.
Here's what you guys are going to do. And this goes out to everyone. You'll have the conversation. You should have, first of all, you should have been grooming your wife for this for
I don't-
months.
I don't
Bringing
like
it
those
up as a
words.
joke.
I don't like
and
those
then-
words.
I
Hang
love
on.
how we're spending like 3 times as much time on this question than any woodworking question.
Because every respecting woodworker has wanted to grow a mustache, but their significant other is not into it. So we're just trying to help them out, trying to help them along the way. I mean,
Who's
look at
them?
Morgan. Look
Morgan
at
and
Stone.
Stone?
They look gorgeous. These are gorgeous, very handsome men.
They can
Here's-
pull off the stash.
here's the thing
And
that I'm going
maybe
to point
you
out.
can too.
I can't.
Here's the
maybe-
thing that I'm going to point out about Morgan and Stone that is very different from the 3 of us. They're skinny.
And
Oh.
tall.
Called me fat. Wow.
it's
Live
a-
on air.
Welcome to the club.
It's been a long winter, guys.
We're
I
all
have-
in the 200 club. We know. I know.
Yeah, the chiseled 6-pack Braden from Maker Camp
1996?
is not.
Oh, Maker Camp.
Yeah, I mean, but more accurately, probably.
Wait.
that.
Were you one of the extras in heavyweights?
I can't believe how much I pay to spend time with you guys. Damn. Damn.
By the way,
Hey, Braden, what do
fantastic
you do-
movie. One of the
Great
best
movie.
movies ever.
Great movie.
Great
Braden, what do
movie.
you do with your spare time? Well, I do this podcast with these guys that I really, really like hanging out with. I really respect them as people. Damn, Pete.
I wasn't calling you fat. You were one of the skinny kids that was doing the inspection, and you pulled off the cap off the bedpost, and there was like candy inside. Yeah, you
How
look
do
just
you
like
know
the kid.
about my?
That's
How do you know
really
about my bedroom
specific.
candy?
Because
Wait, there's a
I
movie about that.
The
this
same
day
way
I
he
remember
knew about my closet.
I remember seeing that and I was like, that's a brilliant stash spot. But then also, why would I have a bedpost that's like 4 by 4 inches?
Ladies,
Well, now I get it because as an adult I get it, but as a child I didn't get it.
All right.
Next question.
Morgan,
Please.
great question, Morgan. I can't wait to rub mustaches. That's what you do, right? When you meet other guys with
Yeah,
mustaches.
What
that'll
if
be
I shave a mustache into my lower back hair?
I think that's known as a Eskimo hello.
All right, next
I
question
don't like that.
from Christopher Lemarou. Lemarou. I hope I'm saying that right.
How do you
Lamoureux.
guys store all your products? I'm thinking
Oh,
about
wait, let's
how
try that
do you
again. Wait.
guys store all your products? I'm thinking about utilizing tubs, but fear I'll forget what I have, or that not being able to see stuff will result in an out of sight, out of mind scenario. Christopher Lamoureux.
I mean, Dan's got a sexy ass display right now.
Hot.
Dan gestures broadly on the YouTube video.
Nice rack, bro.
You like that rack?
Yeah, nice rack.
Very nice rack.
2 of them. Yeah.
Good size. Good size.
Good
rack.
stuff.
Huge double D's racks.
I mean, I am double D.
Oh,
First of
so they're
all.
just regular
Yeah,
racks.
Daniel Dunn. Wait, what did you guys think I meant?
Yes.
I mean, that's a good way to do it. So you're just pulling from there now for your
Yes.
orders.
Yes. Yes.
That works.
I love seeing Dan growth. It's my favorite thing.
Unless that growth is somewhere where it shouldn't be.
Braden,
Dan
how do you
growing
store
as
your
a
products?
person. Dan growing as a person.
But Dan, do you have any other stuff
Metaphorically.
too, or because you make to
No.
order a lot as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's a pile of tables to my left that are off camera that you can't see because I have no good place to store tables, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not a great system, but it's a system now. I guess it's better than what I used to. So
Speaking
I
of
got these racks off the TikTok shop, which is basically a subsidiary of Temu. Frankly,
Yeah. I got those too. I haven't set them up yet, but
yeah, they're good. They're not bad.
for like
And they
$30
go up
or
pretty
whatever. Great.
Yeah, $50
they're
a
worth
piece.
every penny.
They are. They are.
Speaking of storing tables, Dan, do you have my one side table?
He sold it.
Yes.
He sold it.
My mother-in-law took it and she's using it next to her bed because she liked it better than one of mine. So
Yay, Mama Dunlap likes
Mama Kober,
Oh,
my mother-in-law.
sorry.
Yeah, names
Not
change the higher up the food chain or the
Yeah.
marriage
Sounds like
chain
Dan's
or
gonna have a
whatever.
new dad.
You can call me Daddy-in-law Braden, Dan.
Yeah. So
Or
do-
if
wait,
you're more
what-
comfortable with it,
What's
Top
Duffy's?
what do I owe you for the table?
Half a zebra
Uh,
board.
so what? How else
That's
do you store
pricey.
things other than just using them at the house? Because ironically, that's one of the things that I do. They hang on the wall.
Don't get high on your own supply, but do if you're a woodworker.
But damn,
I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Braden, how
Braden.
do you handle things? How do you do things?
I am the worst at storing stuff. For one, and this is the one I'm slightly more proud of than the other, the follow-up answers. I have this huge wall in the basement that I have just started turning into a gallery wall, which is really just storage. Like I just hang all of my mosaics and stuff like that. They're turning into art, but in my head it's storage. But I am the perfect example of exactly what he's afraid of. All of my products sits in totes. Then I do not open them unless I'm putting in new stuff or unpacking them for the first time, in my mind. This could be the first time I'm looking at any of this stuff at the actual craft fair. Like the stuff does not exist in between craft fairs.
FYI, Braden, we have a craft fair on March 8th.
Oh God.
You're welcome.
Sneak it up on you.
And this is a new one.
You're gonna come back from Workbench Con. We're gonna be doing that episode. You're gonna say that and be like, "Hey,
I
it's
got-
this weekend."
I got Sutton doing so many things in the 3 days I'm going to be out of the shop.
I might just need to throw Sutton a little bit more money and just cover a couple extra hours of time and just have him make stuff for me.
He probably would.
would.
Your own brother won't do anything for you anymore unless you pay him.
He won't do anything for me for free. Yeah, he will.
You did this
not-
to yourself, Braden.
Yeah, he did.
I did not. Technically,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, you
introduced
got him this job.
But yeah, when we went to Rocaberry Farms. I asked him if he could do like 2 hours worth of work, 1.5 hours worth of something. And keep in mind, Sutton lived at my house for free for like 6 months. And he was like, Dan pays me like $20 an hour. So
So what are we gonna do
we
here?
just what do we do?
You had a Mexican
We
standoff.
We Venmo. I was like, I don't care, just make the things happen. Because that was the event that we had. Like, we sold out of every single whiskey smoker that we had in the first 2 hours, and then we didn't sell more than 10 the rest of the weekend. But yeah, by the way, we need more whiskey smokers because I wholesale sold all of them the next weekend.
Oh yeah, get
I
on
just
that.
remember that. But yeah, so that's it. I don't have any good storage. I barely keep track of stuff. If it's on my website, I probably still have it. That's my tracking. Pete?
Depends on the item. So most of like the wood stuff, the cutting boards, laser cut stuff that I make in bulk is in tubs. It's in black and yellows from Home Depot.
Black and yellow.
I have a spreadsheet. Just have a spreadsheet with what I have, how many of each thing, and it's roughly accurate usually. The cutting boards is the one that's a little rougher because like I tend to make them out of scraps and whatever's left over in a shop. It's not like I'll just have like 5 of one or whatever. So that's a little harder. For 3D printed stuff though, because I'm grabbing it so often, I just use the Harbor Freight like clear plastic bins that like stack on top of each other where the front is open. So I stack them like 5 or 6 high and I label the fronts of it. And that's it. So that's how I store products for the most part. Good question though. That's a good one. Here, talk to Alex Duffy too. He does totes.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah.
If you want a more in-depth answer, go listen to the Alex Duffy episode.
Yeah, actually that was a good episode. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, next one is from Joe from Offcut Emporium. It's gonna be fun.
Hey boys, it's Joe from the Offcut Emporium. For this week's version of F, marry, or kill. Never mind, after seeing Braden squirm last week, I think my work here is complete.
I hated it.
But before I go, I think it's time that I reveal my true identity. It is I.
Don't even think about it.
Well, it appears that
so we'll never know. Is that,
if I tell you, I'll have to kill you. Siri,
is he ever going to call back, or is
I don't know.
Is this a mid-season plot twist?
We may have killed off a character, and we didn't. The
we
character
didn't do that. That wasn't us.
Yeah, the writers. Are we just in a
character
Truman show?
The character had a contract dispute, and they had to write them out.
They wanted more bagels. Oh, so close to learning his name or her name. Their names? Anyways, last question is from Jacob Davis? Davis. I keep messing that up.
Longtime listener and first-time caller. LOL. I want to move from my 5 in Random Orbital sander to a 6 in. The reason for the move is because the 5-inch just beats the crap out of my arm. And my thought is that the 6-inch sanders are more beefy and may reduce vibration. I buy most of my wood S4s, and Festool is not in the cards. What would you suggest? Thanks for doing what you do. Bye.
Apparently, if you write "bye" in all caps 3 times, that's how it says it. Like it's summoning Beetlejuice.
I feel like he was going for bye.
Yeah. Or how would you go? Bye. All right, so he's going
like
from
you guys do at the end of the show.
He has a 5-inch Random Orbit sander. He wants to upgrade to a 6. Now I'm wondering what size or what type 5-inch sander he has. So Jacob, I would have loved to know if it was the kind of the taller one, everyone's first Orbit sander, because those are going to beat you up. Even if you get a nicer, higher end 5-inch, you're going to see a big difference. And we all know an extra inch makes the difference. I mean, it sands a little faster. You got a bigger surface to sand with. I still love my Mirka. You know, I like my Surf Prep. I still really like my Mirka just because of how light it is. And my hand doesn't hurt me after I use it for 2 hours. But But it also depends on what you're sanding. If you're doing a lot of flat stock, rounded stock, or kind of miscellaneous things. And as far as like, there's the Bosch makes like a bigger sander, right?
They do, but that thing is a beast, and
That's
it's tough to
bit of a
control.
monster,
and
right? Yeah.
talk about a vibration monster.
You've used
That
it.
thing
I haven't.
Oh,
I just
I
remember
have.
seeing it.
Is it them good vibrations?
It's bad vibrations.
Take a look at the Surf Prep one. You said Festool's not in the cards. These are all going to be. It's a pretty big jump from the first level of sanders, but trust me, like you buy this thing, you're going to have it for life. So look at Surf Prep. They just released like the new ones, the updated bodies. They feel actually great. I like the new body a lot better. And that's I think in the 400 price point, right?
Yeah, it's 500-ish, but you can save 10% using code AWP
Booyah.
or Little Bug.
Yeah. The Merca and Festool, all those, they're gonna. There's also like, it's not Oneida. Oh, something. I forget the name of it. There's like, it's basically like another, like.
Oh, betcha.
I forget what. Unita. That's the one.
You need a new sander.
It's like it's a Surf Prep copycat. But yeah, it's
3M makes one now.
3M makes one. Yeah, I don't know anything about the
I've-
Unita ones, honestly.
I've seen some feedback on the 3M ones that was not wildly.
I haven't used a 3M. I'm just throwing it out
So-
there.
I haven't used it, but that's the feedback that I've seen from a couple of people.
One thing I would actually, and if someone's listening and has experience with this, I want to hear about it, because you can get some of these sanders cheaper, and it's the air-powered ones. Like Merca makes them, and a couple other
The
companies make them.
automotive industry uses a lot of those.
Yeah, and I would love to know, like, I mean, maybe he's got a huge, like 30-gallon tank or 50-gallon tank, whatever the big ones are, compressor, and like he can run something like that and save some money. Now, granted, you're running a hose to it.
Yeah.
But I would be very curious to know if anyone uses air-powered tools or sanders
In a
if
wood
they
shop.
work okay in a wood shop.
Yeah.
Actually, would be great.
I'm sure somebody does.
Somebody has to, right?
The-
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
The difference in price just on Surf Prep for air to electric is like $550 to like $360. So you can save like $200 by going with an air.
But you have to invest in a pretty beefy air system.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you've got to have the air
you
there.
can't have a pancake air compressor running that
Yep.
thing. It's not going to work.
And do your research with the bigger ones, because the stroke, which is how big a circle it makes when it makes the little swirls. So there's 3 and 5, and I think there might be another size that's smaller. But look at that. So 5 is just kind of general use. The 3 is smaller swirls, so it's better for like finer finishing. Honestly, I have the 5. I never
It's like
noticed the difference.
3/16 of an inch and like 3/32 are the two.
Millimeter
big.
with a 1 screw measurement.
Don't
Stop
bring your
now.
nonsense here.
So the 3M one looks to be 370 only? 370-ish? Like, that's not awful.
But as Braden said, look into it.
Yeah. The reviews are 3 out of
look,
5.
Price point as well. Last week, Jeff had mentioned the Vivor they have like a 5-inch electric sander that looks, it's the same paddle switch and it's the
This
same
guy,
sort of
this
stand.
guy's looking to go from 5 to 6, though. Do they have a 6 inch?
They might have a 6-inch, but I mean, he was talking about going from 5 to 6 inches with the hopes that it would reduce the
Oh, that's
the
right.
beating
That's
up
right.
on his hand and all that. And that was kind of the point that I wanted to make was if you go with a cheaper end sander, the size isn't going to make a huge difference on how
Nah,
just
it's going to make it worse.
no pun intended, abrasive it is on your hand and your arm while you're using it. That comes from motor design, that comes from ergonomics design of the sander. So I mean, I would say that if you're looking at replacing it, I would be less inclined to worry about unless you really want a 6-inch sander. You're going to have the same problem with a low end 6-inch sander as you are with a low end 5-inch sander. So, I get it. Like, they are expensive, and sanders is one of those few tools that you look at it and you're like, why on earth am I going to spend $500-600 on on this when I can go get $100 one?
Mm-hmm.
It is a shop changing investment. This is one of the
is.
very few tools that I personally believe spending more money gets you a better experience, like noticeably better.
It was the
And that's-
first full price tool I ever bought that was over, like, smaller tool that wasn't a machinery, whatever. I bought.
It was
my
like a
first-
high end purchase that you
and it was
felt, right?
$650 for a sander, and I literally I felt sick. I was super excited. I use it to this day. I have more miles on that one tool than probably anything else in my shop.
Yeah.
And it's it's worth it, no matter which one you go with.
Yeah, I was going to add, unfortunately, the hard truth is, what these guys said is, if you go low end sander, unfortunately, you're just not going to have a better experience going from 5 to 6. It's probably going to be worse. I can speak from experience.
Yeah.
Using the Bosch sander, the 5 to the 6. That Bosch 6-inch sander, it's comparable to the Festool Rotex.
Yeah.
It is a vibration monster. It will make you hate your life. It does a fantastic job for what it does. But if you are sanding, like, I don't know how much sanding you're doing, but if you're sanding for hours at a time, you will thank yourself eventually for spending the money on a higher end sander. That's one of the things you pay for when you buy a higher end sander. Yeah. It's not just a better finish, but it is the anti-vibration mechanics of those things. I mean, that's one of the best things about buying a higher end sander is the anti-vibration. I mean, it's just night and day. It's crazy.
So speaking of night and day too, if hypothetically Festool was back on the table for you, first of all, you wouldn't be looking at the Rotex, like the monsters.
No, right? I'd get the ETS 150. ETS EC 150.
ETS EC 150, that's the bigger one, or 125 is the 5-inch, because it's the most, like, the lightest, most comparable to it. But I got to play around with the ETS EC2, which comes with the light.
Oh, their new one.
The sanding light. So it's got a ring light around the front of it. And like, you're like, why would I need that? It shows you every defect, scratch, spot you missed, a dip, anything like that. And I'm assuming it's going to be, pretty close in price. It's dropping sometime this year. So if you're not in a rush, maybe keep an eye out for it. If that is if Festool is a possibility for you. I mean, there's a lot of good choices out there, but you're looking at $600.
Bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Get yourself a good sander.
I have an option that can compromise both of these as well.
Ooh, what do we got?
Obviously, you can go to Surf Prep and use code AWP and save some money. But Surf Prep, and they have a section on their website for refurbished
good
sanders that are like $150 off. So I just looked, you can get a 5-inch for like $400. And then the other option, if you want to go the Festool route, is if you check out festoolrecon.com, it is their refurbished, like, wholesale
reconditioned
website, and just keep an eye on that. It changes sometimes. I mean, the last couple of days, it's been like every hour it's updating with something new, but you can see the sanders. They'll pop up there every couple of days.
That's where I got my track saw. It's a legit site.
And actually, if you do Festool, just search Festool Recon One and Done. It actually shows you everything that's coming up down the list. So like right now it's a Capex, and then it's a drill set, and then it's a sander. So like you see that it's coming up, and you can kind of keep an eye on it and jump on a deal. So something worth checking out.
You got to beat people to it. Like they don't have a bunch in stock.
Yeah, like there's
one.
There's ETSC 120, so it's the 5-inch. But it's only $348. Only, it's a lot, but you know what I mean.
Compared to new price, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's over $100 less.
A refurbished 6-inch electric ray from Surf Prep for $420.
I'm so glad you shared this refurbished Surf Prep site. This is awesome. This is a great solution. I didn't realize that they had a refurb site.
Yeah, and it looks like they've got enough of the Gen 2s out there that they're offering refurbs on the Gen 2 stuff too.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, you can get a 6-inch for $514. You can get a 5-inch for $508. So, I mean, there's options out there, but yeah, I'd kick in a little extra money.
That Surf Prep sander is legit. I sold my Merca and my Festool, and that's the only one I use now.
And hit us up
And
when you're deciding too. Like we'll bounce ideas off each other. Go ahead, hit up Braden.
The only thing I wouldn't recommend is the Milwaukee battery powered 5-inch. That thing's a piece of shit.
Nothing
and I
battery
love
powered.
Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee stuff. That sander is the biggest piece of junk I've ever seen.
I actually like that sander.
I hate it. Maybe I got a bad one with like
I
a
have
bad
2 of
bearing
them.
or
I like
something.
them.
I gave it away.
I feel like battery powered sanders are just not good.
I mean, I'm not going to sand with it for hours, but like if Sutton's using the sander to do something and I need to do some sanding on something else, those Milwaukee's come in clutch.
I would rather hand sand.
Wow, that's shocking. I think you just had a bad experience with one because I
very well could have. Mine had like a bad bearing or something like that. It squealed. It wasn't like it wasn't quite right, and I just hated it.
Come over to my shop and use one of mine.
You know what's funny?
They're not bad.
I do an embarrassing amount of sanding with the 3x4.
I love the 3x4 from Surf
but
Prep.
like for things that like the Merca will be across the shop and this one's plugged in and I'm like, meh.
Oh yeah.
Like I sand with that.
That's the one.
I should be grabbing the round one, like the
that's
Random
the one
Orbit.
Sutton grabs for first before he'll grab the 3x4 before he grabs the 6-incher.
I get a lot of miles out of that 3x4.
Yeah.
I also do an embarrassing amount of that exact same thing with Pro Foam sandpaper, like with Pro Foam.
Oh yeah,
abrasives.
yeah. I don't.
It's flat stock. I'm just like, if I just smush it down, now it's regular abrasive.
I have foam on there 99% of the time. So, or the just the interface pad with paper on it. But yeah, there's always some kind of sponge on there. It's nice, man. For curves.
Use the right tools for the job, unless it's inconvenient. In which case, meh.
Whatever's nearby. The
one thing you will have to learn is a special skill with the 3x4. And it's really hard for some woodworkers to change their tactic. And that is, as soon as it's worn out, you just toss it. Just throw it out. Don't keep like with a round pad. Like I'm like this 180, it's like 220 now. So I'll just like put it away. I'll use it for something else.
This is a buffing pad.
Yeah, with the foam pads, like once they wear out, because they like if you do contours and edges, like you're gonna F it up.
I've had to teach Sutton that we throw away sanding pads and sand paint. I don't even save the round discs. Like I'm like,
I will flip the thing over the 3x4.
Get rid of those things.
Use the other edge, every piece of the buffalo, and then I toss it. And if it rips too, like all right, trash. That's why I bought a couple boxes of this stuff and actually not going through it as fast as I thought. So.
That's the only good thing about it being like frozen tundra temperatures. It's really saving my abrasives levels because I'm not going through stuff as much.
There you go. Good question. This got us thinking about sanders.
I love talking about sanders. I don't know why, but I just love talking.
We hate sanding and like I
love the sander. Sanding is the worst.
Also, like thinking about how many sanders I own, it's like I think it equals my routers. At this point, I still have my OG, my first DeWalt like plug into the crappy Home Depot special sander. I still have it. It's what I use to sand my cast iron when I need to like clean it up. If there's like a rust spot or something, I just use it for that.
You sand your cast iron?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did it. That's time to faint. I should I should post it on Facebook just so everyone knows.
Yeah, you should. That would be a good troll reel to post.
just to bait people.
And then sharpen. No, don't sharpen. Just like try to get glue off of your table saw with a hand plane. Why would there be glue on there? But that would make a great reel.
Just open up that throat all the way on the hand plane.
Full throated.
Close your mouth. I didn't need to see all of that.
That was an unconscious bit. I'm always surprised that people get so fussy about cast iron. Like you throw it in the dishwasher. It works just the same as like a normal pan.
Yeah, sometimes I run a load with just cutting boards and cast iron in my.
Okay, hot take. Cast iron pans, hate them. I have a
can't
couple.
figure them out. Yeah.
I have a couple. I gave them a shot. I did all the things. I seasoned them. I blah blah blah. I hate them. I hate them.
But Dan, how do you get your iron? That's like people's argument is like, well, that's how you get your iron because from the cast iron.
I chew on a
Wait,
steel bar. Look at my teeth.
Wait, that's the argument that people have for cast iron?
I've
That's a
heard
stupid
people,
argument.
because it
No, cast iron sucks.
food absorbs the iron from
Give
the
me a
the
stainless
thing.
steel pan.
Tastes better because it's seasoned. It's great, but honestly, I find that cleaning them, like if you like burn something in it, whatever, like it's a pain in the ass.
I'm telling you right now, if you are local to me, my cast iron pans are going to Goodwill here pretty soon. I'm done with them.
Yeah.
And I have a whole set.
Pretty decent with the stainless
Except for my
steel.
Dutch oven. That thing.
Now that I know how to use it, like you got to heat it up, high heat, cold oil, and then nothing sticks. Like I finally get it, but it took a while. I burned a lot of stuff with my cast irons, not cast irons, the steel pans. But anyways, sand your cast iron. Your table saw's out of square, sand it. Your joiner feels not smooth, sand it. Yeah. All right, that's it for questions, guys. Solid episode.
Is that it for
It's
the
good.
podcast? Like entirely ever?
Sure.
That's
After
the
the-
end. That's
You know
the
what?
last
After this
episode.
cast
I
iron
got
tip,
one more
that
thing.
might be it.
Thank you to all of our sponsors, wonderful sponsors. WTB Woodworking,
that's a good idea.
Workbench Con. Can't wait to be with both of you guys.
Can't wait to con your bench
Oh yeah, nice, hot.
at the work.
So we'll see a lot of you guys next week. You might be listening to this on the way to Workbench Con, so I'll give you a high five when you're there. Just to remind me, in case I'm not up there with my arm up in here. And Dan,
If you're a patron at Workbench Con, keep an eye on the app because we are going to do a patron something. But in typical us fashion, we haven't quite decided what yet. So find
last
us.
minute
We'll
pizza
let you know.
party, or
It'll be it'll be last.
might just
second.
be a
We'll do-
photo. Definitely a Patreon photo. If we can pull that together, we'll try to announce something. But like, everyone be here at this time.
because we crush getting group photos together. We're just
We
the
do.
best at it.
At least two of us will be in it.
There's three of us.
I know what
That's
I'm
weird.
saying.
Okay.
At least two of us will be there.
You know that I'm going to be sleeping, right?
No, I
That's
don't want to guarantee 100% results. All right. I want to guarantee you're
Under
getting
promise and over
66%.
deliver.
Yeah. You're going to get two of the hosts at least, and then possibly some other patrons. Most likely all three hosts and several patrons. We'll see.
Speaking of patrons,
Speaking of
there
patrons.
are OG sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So huge shout out to all of our patrons. If
Huge.
you want to join our patron club,
Nice.
patron
Yeah.
army,
Posse.
patron posse.
Oh, I
I
like
like
that.
that. The alliteration, it's there. Go to iloveawp.com, or if you don't like that, you could just go to patreon.com/anotherwoodshop podcast. You get access to early podcast drops, random things, our monthly giveaways, our
Pre-show.
Discord, all sorts of stuff. We got the meats
Meat sweats.
or something. Yeah.
That's it. Let's get out of here.
Go check it out.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all in 2 weeks, where we're gonna have Morgan Hop and Stone Rockman here. So we're gonna be doing a recap episode of Workbench Con. We'll see you guys next week or in 2 weeks. Love you. Bye 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 bye.
Bye.
Love you long time. I'm editing. No more goodbyes.
Bye.
Love you long time.
Love you. Bye.